do a relaxing floor workout, and we'll start with the rest. Oh, this is Elvis. He's gonna work out with us. Okay, so we're gonna start this baby with 1 minute of rest starting now. And that means you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna lie down. Excuse me, Elvis. Squish. Squish. During our minute of rest, you can think about why you're here, what you want to get out of this time that we have together. And you can just get cozy, comfy on the floor. Okay, that's a minute, so we're going to start our movement portion. We're going to start with some roll-ups or sit-ups. Alright, so for a minute, our knees are bent, and we're doing this, starting now. Just a gentle lift up and down, with your head resting in the pillow of your hands. Now, if you already have some pretty developed abs and you want to get a little more of a movement and a little more of a stretch, you can straighten your legs, and with our arms, roll them all the way back. And arms starting the movement, we roll all the way up. And if that's not what your body wants to do, you just stick with that little gentle sit-up that we were doing, okay? Whatever works for you. We have been joined by Fofo. That's a minute, so we rest. He's a little bit out of the frame, but that's my cute cat right there. That's both. Elvis also out of the frame, but we've got a whole team of cutie pies supporting our workout. I forgot to time our minute of rest, so you get a little bit of extra rest. Again, for this minute, do whatever you feel like doing. You can move your body or be still. You can do your favorite stretch or your favorite little warm-up movement. Or you can just listen to your breath and feel your heartbeat. Okay, that's a minute. So next up we're going to do a bridge on our backs, feet below our knees. We'll just lift the hips straight up, squeeze at the top and back down. And we're doing that for a minute, starting now. Squeeze at the top and back down. This is a slow movement. Everything we're doing today is a slow, strengthening movement. it's not cardio. And they can be even more intense when you do them slowly. So it's about these controlled movements targeting different muscles in our body. And as we move, you can bring your attention to your body and feel what's starting to wake up. And rest. We have a minute of rest. Do whatever your body wants to do. Close your eyes, leave them open. You might already feel a little bit warm in the muscles that we started waking up. My butt feels a bit warmer, my thighs. Squish. Alright, our next move is going to be getting into our inner thigh muscles here and our abs. So what we're going to do is a butterfly pose with our legs. So our heels are touching, and our knees are out. And we push our legs forward, point the toes, and then we open our feet again and pull them back in. So it's like a frog kick. And we'll do that for a minute starting now. So point the toes, and then open the feet again with the heels together and pull your knees in towards your armpits. I'm modeling these moves for a minute, but if a minute is too long for you, just stop whenever you're finished. Our purpose here is not to push ourselves or to create some super intense experience, unless that's what you want to do. The main purpose that I have, and that I hope you have as well, that I'll suggest to you, is just to enjoy yourself and treat yourself to this time. Get in touch with what you're feeling in your body. And make this an experience that you want to come back to. And rest. I love that move for the inner thigh workout. It's a really good inner thigh workout. I like that one also for ankle movement. It's strengthening your ankles, just to do that for a minute. to time us, but I think it's been about a minute, so we'll move on to our next exercise. Actually, I have one where he can stay where he is. We'll do the dead bug. Okay. Bye, Puff. So the dead bug, our knees are above our hips, holding this right angle. Our hands are on our knees, pushing down, as much or as little as you want to push. And same arm, same leg, opens. Okay? And then we'll switch. And we'll do that for a minute, starting now. Same arm, same leg, open, in, and switch. And this move can be modulated to whatever intensity level you want, from pretty much gentle to super intense, depending on how hard you push down on your knees. So if you push hard, it gets way more difficult. You can get all shaky in your core. And if you don't push at all, like you could also just not have any push. That's still a really, really healthy broccoli move for your body. Getting all up into your core muscles, as well as your arms and legs. And even our calves, if your toes are pointed like mine are, then we're flexing our calf muscles here and strengthening those as well. Rest. You might feel your heartbeat is elevated. Your breath might be coming a little bit more quickly, a little more heavily. Your body might be feeling warm. And it's a good time to sink into the floor. Alright, that's a minute. I love doing this. This is a lower back massage. I'm really sore right in my lower back right now. Okay. We're going to move on to our side. And we'll do a little more love for our inner thighs. I'm going to scoot up. Yeah. Okay, so we're on our side. I like this Jane Fonda pose where I'm resting my head in my hands, but you might like it better to use your arm as a pillow. All good. We're going to lift our feet, and the knee comes up, and we kick and come back down. Alright? If that gets challenging for you, you can leave your feet on the ground. In fact, I'll start with that. Okay, so for a minute, starting now. Feet on the ground, toes to your inside of the knee, lift and back down. You need this hand probably to stabilize. If this feels just right for you, then stay there. If you want a little extra, you can follow me, lift your legs, and that really activates the inside of this thigh. If you like it there, stay there. If you want a little extra side ab work, you can lift this hand. It takes practice to get there. You have to have fairly developed side abs. Otherwise you'll be rocking forward and back the whole time. We want to be moving purposefully, safely, doing these healthy movements for our body. And rest. 1 minute of rest. I don't know if the mic is picking it up, but that's my cat in the background cackling at the birds. Right, Puff? That's 1 minute. So, ready for our next move. Same thing with your head can be in your hand or lying down. We're going to bring up into the same pose as before, and this time we're just bending the knee in and lifting it up. You probably want your hand stabilizing so you don't rock backward and forward. So for a minute, starting now, hand stabilizes and our knee just goes down and up. It can be all the way on the floor, down and up. Now this move, I find it pretty challenging. It's very targeted to that like singular muscle in the hip, so you might not stay with me for the full minute, and that's fine. If you're a bit of a fitness freak, you can follow me by lifting that bottom leg, which activates that inner thigh. But don't follow me if that's not right for you. This is not a competition. And like I said, our purpose, I hope, is to enjoy ourselves, to spend some intimate, delicious time with our bodies, and rest. And for that purpose, it makes sense to not push ourselves harder than we feel like. We just want to be hitting that sweet spot where we're being kind to ourselves and really cultivating just an enjoyment, full body enjoyment of the moment, which is going to call us back to this. So we want to come back to our floor workouts more and more often and give this gift to our bodies regularly. That's Foof just hopped up on the table. He's having his way with my sweater. It's not the time, Foof. You're shaking the camera. Okay, we're switching sides. We're gonna repeat. Oh my gosh, I feel that in my hip. I was already sore there before we started. Alright, same moves as before, just the other side. We're starting with our bottom leg down. Lift our toes to the inside of the knee, kick up and back down. And this one's really a lot of stability, so you probably want your hand stabilizing. Starting now, lift in and kick up and back down. Even with the hand, this is very good side ab strengthening because it takes some practice, some coming back to these movements before our muscles are developed enough to stabilize us. So if you're doing a lot of rocking back and forth, that's perfectly normal. It means you're targeting muscles that haven't gotten a lot of attention, and so that's a good thing. If you want, you can lift that bottom leg. Activate the inner thigh muscle. And rest. I hope you're feeling good and warm and relaxed. Let your thoughts wander. Alright, we're ready for our clamshell. So, same start. Our knee comes up and we just bring the knee down and back up for 1 minute, starting now. There's more stability in this one with your head all the way down, so if you're rocking around a lot, you could try that. You could also try bending. No, that's not, never mind, don't do that. It changes the muscles action. So keep that bottom leg straight. But just do this for as long as you want to. It'd be nice tomorrow if you can feel this workout a little bit in your body, and you know that you moved, that gentle, healthy sore feeling, but you don't want to have trouble walking. There's no need to push so hard. And rest. Rest for 1 minute. I really feel that in my hip. Alright, for our next move, we're gonna go on all fours. I'm gonna adjust my orientation a little bit, and we're gonna do a bird dog. Okay, so we're on all fours. Hands are square underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. And whenever I get here, I realize I want to do some cat cows, so we'll start with cat cows. Okay. The cat cow movement starts with the tailbone, so we're going to start by curling in the tailbone, and the rest of the spine follows. And starting with the tailbone, we curl out, and the spine follows. Again, start with the tailbone. We'll just do a few more. Okay, now we'll do the bird dog. So with the bird dog, we're squared up with our hips and our shoulders, and the opposite leg lifts and the opposite arm. And we'll hold there for a minute. Alright, minute starts now. This one's not easy, so if you're really shaky, if it's hard to balance, completely normal. If you need to, you can take a rest and start again. And we want to be lifting away from the floor with our muscles, so we're not sinking into our joints, not sinking into the shoulder and hip, but pushing away from the floor with our muscles. And pulling up through our fingertips and down from our toes. So nice long body. Take a break whenever you want to. You can start your rest early, or you can pause and come back in again. Whatever works for you. Pushing away from the floor and rest. Alright, good job. 1 minute of rest. I'm going to do that child's pose, sinking back like this. That's a minute, so we'll do the other side. Alright, same position, but now with the other leg. This one for me. And opposite arm, holding for a minute, starting now. We're lifting away from the floor with our muscles, not sinking into our joints. You are listening to your body and not pushing yourself too hard, but just to the point that really feels healthy and good. You're taking as many breaks as you want to. Yeah, and we can feel that pull like a string is pulling our body long from the tips of our fingers through the tips of our toes. And we want to stay looking at the floor to keep our neck and spine long. And just hold this move as long as you want to, or as short as you want to. And rest. Rest for a minute. That bird dog is a full body move. You've got a lot of arm strengthening just from stabilizing ourselves like that. So much front core and our back as well. You're getting your arms, the one that's holding. It's just everything. Very healthy movement, very strengthening. Okay, we are ready to move on. And we're going to do just one more move, but before that I want to offer us a stretch. So there's a few ways we can do this, not like that. Could do it like that. We're going to put our legs out in front of us and maybe just one leg in. And from this position we can just roll around a little bit. Feel a little opening, loosening in the hip, which is good because we worked the hip with the clamshell. But what I really brought us here for was a side stretch. Yeah. I want to do it this way. I want to do it this way. I want to do it this way. So towards the leg that's bent, I'm going to put the hand down and then the elbow, and the other arm lifts and reaches over. You can also lift that bottom arm. I'm feeling the stretch all through the side. We'll try it on the other side too. So hand, elbow, that feels good. Nice stretch. I feel it all the way through my hip, the full side. Other side, starting with the leg that's bent. We'll put our hand down, then our elbow, and reach. That feels really good for me. I think it's just my left side is tighter than my right side. Hand, elbow, and reach. And from these stretches, just move your body around a little bit and feel what it's getting into, where it feels good. And we'll do one last move. Yep. So we're back to being on our backs. I'll scooch. And we're going to do a hold. The gentler version of this is the boat pose. So you lift your feet like this and your arms like this, and you just hold for a minute, okay? So we'll start there, starting now. This is the boat pose. This is pretty gentle for me, so I want it to be a little more intense. If this is good for you, you stay there. I'm going to lift my arms into this V, and that makes it a lot more intense. That's probably plenty for most people because I'm a bit cray. I'm going to straighten my legs also, but you probably don't want to do that. And that's fine. You don't have to. If you are trying to keep up with me, then we're similar in that way. But just if you're pushing yourself to do a more intense version of the move, then rest more. If you're shaking like crazy, it's just it's not necessary, and you might not be doing the move correctly. You might hurt yourself. So if you want to push yourself a little extra hard, that's fine, but maybe give yourself also some extra rest. And we're done. I put us 1 more minute of rest, so we've got a minute just to hang out together, or for you to hang out with you. Bring in maybe your last favorite stretch that always feels good for your body. Or maybe just close your eyes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close my eyes for 30 seconds. technically that's time. So technically we're finished now. I'm pretty comfy. If you have time in your day and you're pretty comfy, you can stay where you are for as long as you want. I'm gonna close the video, but you do what you want to do. I hope this was lovely for you. I hope it felt good. Notice as you continue with your day and even into tomorrow, notice how you feel, especially if you are not a frequent exerciser. Notice how this time we spent moving our bodies together, notice how it filters into your brain chemistry and if it changes anything for you. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.